and woes of life. Love and pride, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Off the bears and pit, quick, ready from ear to ear. Craving and raining and rain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, in paradise. We manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all slide by there? Could you get by? Hey, of course, you know, today is Tuesday, so you know where we are located. It's Tuesday, and I have to have my George's Happy Hog because it's Tuesday for Mac and Cheese Tuesday. And remember, they have mac and cheese every Tuesday, Thursday. We're here located at 712 Culbertson Drive. They're open Mondays through Saturdays from 11 to 7. If you have any catering or events that you want them to bring food to, they can. You can contact them at 405-525-8111. And can I say that George's is just fantastic. I love me some George's. It is always good, always delicious. So, you know, my thing is this. Anytime you can go to George's and you can come and enjoy yourself, then please, by all means, do that. It is fantastic. And today I'm going to have, of course, my mac and cheese, my greens, my hot links as usual. And today I'm going to go, I think I'm going to do smoked bologna today. I think that's what I'm going to do. That sounds really delicious. I think I'm going to do smoked bologna. And it's not quite as good as Jamil's, but it's right there together. I'm not going to turn it down at all because it's delicious. But anyway, we are here at George's, and we want to thank YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They are a proud sponsor for us to be here at George's today. They sponsor us for our remotes at minority women and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. So we want to thank them for that. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. You can contact them online for pre-qualify at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can visit them at any of their locations, 401M, the main bank downtown, Yukon, YNB East off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway, YNB Mustang, which is off the 218 North Mustang Road, YNB Parkway on Garth Brooks, just south of I-40. If you exit going east, it's right there to your right. Can't miss it. And then YNB Parkway, YNB People's Bank, which is one I always go to at 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. One of the great places, and if you can, if you get a chance to go, please do. And it's fantastic. Love the people over there, and they are really, really good. So, anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Yesterday was kind of a rough day. We had all kinds of issues. We got everything fixed, and we're rolling today. And like I said, you know, come by George's. I've already seen 4 or 5 people, and you know, they really appreciate the business, and it's good as always. So if you've never been here, please, you need to come visit George's. It is well worth it, and you will love it. Well, you know, yesterday was Monday Night Football, and let me say the NFL scores because I did the NFL scores. You will know that I did them. I don't know what the problem is, why it's not on there. So that's what I hate, not having my other deal, because my other deal pops up and gives me all the stuff, and so I can put everything up there for the NFL scores. There you go. NFL scores. I got that fixed. My Stream Deck where I can just push the buttons. A lot easier to do. But last night, Eagles took care of business over the Buccaneers. Baker finally played a really, really good defense, and they were all over him. And I like I said, I thought Baker's played really, really well. He's done better. He's been better at the podium. Being humbled, as Nathan Taylor of YNB said, has probably helped him. And also my guy, High Stick Harry, said the same thing. But, you know, we all have to be humbled sometimes, and it really puts us in our place. But Baker has been playing really well. Have no complaints about what he's been doing, and he did pretty good considering that he was, you know, in fact, they had some turnovers. He did have one turnover that really, I mean, it wasn't it. It wasn't. I mean, his interception was bad, but I mean, it does happen. But anyway, I love what Baker did. Jalen Hurts. The Buccaneers are falling to 2-1. The Eagles are now 3-0. Jalen Hurts, 23 of 37, 297 yards, one TD, two INTs. One INT was bad. The other one, I mean, it was a mix-up. Baker Mayfield, 15 of 25 for 146, one TD, one INT. And I want to say I thought Baker played pretty good. I really did. I mean, he didn't get a chance to do everything that he should have, but he did pretty good, I thought. Eagles and Buccaneers. Eagles had 472 yards in total offense. The Buccaneers had 174. 200 of those were rushing by the Eagles. 38. The Buccaneers just couldn't get any kind of ground game going whatsoever. First downs, 27-12. That'll tell you the story of the game. Two turnovers for the Eagles, two turnovers for the Buccaneers. 38-55 time of possession for the Eagles to 23-05, which is why you see the disparity, 27-12 in first down. Because the Eagles, once you can run, if you can reestablish a run game and run the football, it opens so much more for your quarterback in order to do things that he needs to do. So it makes a huge difference on what you can accomplish if you can establish the running game. And we know the Eagles have one of the best offensive lines in football, which allows them to do all the little things that they need to do, which allows Jalen Hurts to be an even better quarterback simply because of that. In the other games, the Rams and the Bengals, Joe Burrow is still looking kind of pedestrian, but once again, he's hurt. Like we said at the beginning of the year when we first started when he got hurt. Dude, just sit him until after the first two games. You lost those two games, but now, with him playing not 100%, why would you not sit him, let him get 100%, come back? Remember, your guy started 0-2 last year, came all the way back and made it to the championship game, 3 points away from going to back-to-back Super Bowls. So I just didn't understand that. But they are probably the best 1-2 team in the NFL, I think, because of what they can do. Matthew Stafford, 18 for 33, 269 yards, one TD and two INTs. Joe Burrow, 26 of 49 for 259 and one INT. I just didn't think the Rams ran the ball enough. That's just me. I just didn't think they committed to the run, and they should have, because the other teams that they beat, they didn't have to run the football. They could do a bunch of things, and pass block, because the two teams they played, the Bengals and Lou Amarillo, was a total different thing than what they played. And so the Bengals were all over him and did everything they needed to do. The Rams, 292 yards of total offense. Bengals 309, close there. 71 rushing yards to 67. And the Bengals couldn't run either. I mean, simply because Joe Mixon, and you got Aaron Donald in the middle. He's just a monster. First downs 15-19, two turnovers to one, 24 minutes to 36 minutes. So the Bengals, because they were getting first downs and moving the ball, which allowed them to Jamar Chase had a great game simply because they were giving him the ball in little spaces where he could do his thing instead of just trying to throw the ball long. And I don't know if Joe Burrow can really throw the ball long, because I don't know if he can really plant off that right leg to get the velocity and the length that he needs to have on it. I just don't know if that's possible for him to be able to do. So that being said, in NFL news, that's NHL news. That's not NFL news. I'm struggling today. In NFL news, like I said yesterday, the NFL announced that Usher will be the halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl. And it's weird because they announced that, and then because Taylor Swift was at Travis Kelce's game, they didn't talk about Usher at all. All they talked about, and Greg Olson was wearing me out talking about Taylor Swift the whole time. But, I mean, it was a blowout, so I just don't like him at all. That has a lot to do with it. And, of course, Mike Williams, the wide receiver for the Chargers, torn ACL, out for the year. Those two guys, he and Keenan Allen, just can't stay healthy. And then the Seahawks, Geno Smith said the 12s got them a victory, which they sure as hell did. I will not doubt that for one bit. Their crowd is amazing, which is what I was saying about the Thunder. I cannot wait for people to come to Thunder games this year, simply because it's going to be amazing. I'll watch them. Our power rankings for football came in. I'm just getting everything wrong today. I don't know what sorry guys. It's just one of those days for me. Doesn't seem like I can get anything right. Trying to pull up stuff. I'm pulling up basketball instead of football. I've been at home for the last 2 weeks, so everything is right there where I can just push buttons and not have to go through and look for stuff. So that's made a huge difference in me being able to do the things that I need to do. And now I've got to come through every single thing to find the NFL power rankings, and it's just driving me crazy. That's NBA, not NFL. Where's my NFL? Here's my NFL power rankings. God, this is going to wear me. I hope this is not a sign of today's show. It's going to suck if it is. My power rankings have changed after the weekend. I still have the Chiefs number 1, Niners 2, the Dolphins moved up to 3, the Eagles are 4, the Bills are 5 after they're showing that clearly that first game. If they still should beat the Jets if Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over 4 times like the way he did. So I have the Cowboys. I moved them to 6. I still don't trust Dak Prescott in my fear, and clearly McCarthy's fear of what Dak could do came to fruition throwing that interception, because you remember 5 minutes ago they're driving and they ran 5 straight. Was it 5? Yeah, 5 or 6. I think it was 5 straight running plays, which ate up 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever of the clock. And I just didn't agree with what he's doing, but I do understand that either he doesn't trust Dak or he doesn't trust Dak. And then when it came down to it to trust Dak, he couldn't get it done. And it's weird is that last year they were number 1 in red zone offense efficiency, and now they're at the bottom. I mean, it's just, Mike McCarthy took over for Kellen Moore. You look at what the Chargers are doing, even though, you try to juice Justin Herbert up, he still should have lost the ball. He still should have had that pass intercepted. And it's a different story. The Chargers don't go up. It's an interception. The ball goes back the other way. So I don't know if they're really as good as people think. Number 7, the Lions. I've just been a big fan of them all year long, and I'm still not going to change that, but I don't think they're in the top group. I still think they're one of the top 10s. I think they're going to fluctuate between 7 and 10. That's kind of what I think. Browns, that defense is just ridiculous. Deshaun Watson is still, I think he's got another 4 or 5 games, 6 games before he can even remotely be back to himself, or he's not going to get back. The Ravens, I dropped them down a little bit simply because the Ravens are just, they're just beat up. But yet they still lost the game the other night, which they lost to the Colts. It happens. And everybody's like, the Chiefs lost to the Colts last year. So, and it was early in the season. So that kind of stuff happens. No big deal. The Bengals, I think they're going to start rolling, but they do got to get some stuff right, because they have a stretch at the end of the year where they have the Bills, the Chiefs, the Browns, the Steelers. They have them all coming up. So they're going to have to really do some things. They're going to have to change up some things. But right now, I'm going to put them in because I have confidence in Joe Burrow. And then, of course, Ben sent me his. He's got the Dolphins, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Bills. And then, of course, he's got the Cowboys at 6th as well. Then our orders are a little different. He has the Ravens at 7, Lions at 8. I have the Ravens at 9 and Lions at 7. He has the Browns at 9 and the Packers at 10. I almost put the Packers in there, but I'm just still not really that sold on Jordan Love. I think they're still good, but I don't know if I want to put him in top 10. Then Drew, of course, has the Niners, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, Bills, and his Cowboys. He took the Cowboys. He had the Cowboys ranked number 1. But, of course, he is a Cowboy fanatic, so that makes complete sense. But you can see that he is kind of a realist, and he dropped the Cowboys down to 6th. And then he has the Browns, the Lions, the Ravens, and the Steelers. And my 2 picks were the Packers and the Steelers for that 10th spot, but I took the Bengals over both of them because I'm not sure if I'm sold on Matt Canada or not. And then, of course, Nathan didn't get a chance to send his in, so we didn't really get a chance to get his. But speaking of that, on the NFL schedule this week, it's going to be really, really tough to see what's going to happen because this week's schedule is going to make a huge thing. You have the Lions and the Packers, 7:15 game. Then you have the Falcons versus the Jaguars. I still like what I see there. That's going to be interesting how that works out. Then you have the Dolphins at the Bills, and of course you have the Lions and stuff like that. And if Drew and Ben were on, we'd go into it more, but we'll probably come back to it later. So let them really get in detail about it. Then of course the Broncos and the Bears, the battle of the losers. One of them is going to have a W at the end of the day, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be the Broncos. But then again, neither one of them can score, so but I do trust Russell Wilson and Sean Payton more than I do, because I thought it was interesting that Russell Wilson, getting their butts beat, was still in the game. I thought that was interesting that he was still there in the game, playing that late. Then we've got the Ravens and the Browns. An old-fashioned war where those, AFC North, where those two are just going to just beat the hell out of each other. Both of them really good defense. The Browns' defense, of course, is better, but Lamar does what Lamar does. I don't know if OBJ is going to be back. We'll get more into that on Friday on the show when we know more about that. Bengals and the Titans are next. I think the Bengals will handle the Titans. They've got to get through the schedule where they got to pick up some W's. They cannot afford a loss right here. Even though the Titans are 1.5-point favorites, I think the Bengals should handle their business with the Titans. Buccaneers versus the Giants, or the Saints, excuse me. The Bucs going to have to rebound, and Baker Mayfield is going to have to play better in order for them to get a win. And then the thing is this, Baker does really well if you have a run game. If you have a run game, Baker really, really plays well because he can hand the ball off. You've got the fake where he can throw it over the linebackers. If not, which is what we saw the other night, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble if you can't run the football. The Commanders at the Eagles, we'll see how Eric Bieniemy and the Commanders and Sam Howell come back after the beatdown that they just took with the Bills. I think they'll play a little bit better, but playing at Philly, I just don't see them being able to do anything. In Philly, of course, are 7-point favorites in that game. Vikings versus the Panthers. I was watching that, and the Vikings got to get a W. But like I said at the beginning of the year, I was not a Vikings fan simply because they won so many games. This watermelon sweet tea just hits different. It just does. Anyway, I ever said at the beginning of the year I wasn't that big of a Vikings fan simply because I just didn't think they were going to get it done after winning so many close games. Last year I figured it'd go back the other way. Plus they got rid of Dalvin Cook, and I just don't see Kirk Cousins. Like I said, I like him because of the quarterback documentary or series, but yeah, no, I'm out on him. Then you've got the Rams against the Colts, and the Colts are a favorite in that, which I found was very interesting that the Colts would be favored. I think the Colts played out of their minds against the Ravens. I don't see them coming back having back-to-back games where they can get stuff done. I just really don't see that happening. Steelers at the Texans. C.J. Stroud has been playing really, really well. The Texans are getting some confidence, which I thought they would, because they gave teams fits last year, and they didn't have a quarterback. They had Davis Mills at quarterback, and he was efficient. He was decent. But, C.J. Stroud, being a rookie, is only going to get better, and the upside for the Texans is really high. And you can see that they're only +3. The Steelers are -3. They're only 3-point favorites. So I think it's going to be a good game, and I see that line possibly going down a little bit. Raiders versus the Chargers. Man, I think this is going to be the Raiders. They've been in, and the Chargers, I just think, still going for it on fourth down from your own 24. There is no metrics. There is no nothing that's cocking. It's just him. He's back to doing dumb things, and I just don't see how he still keeps his job. I really, really don't see how he keeps his job. Brandon Staley. But anyway, the Chargers are -5.5-point favorites, so we'll see how that plays out. Patriots at the Cowboys. Cowboys are 7-point favorites at home against the Patriots. 3 o'clock game. We'll talk more about it as it goes on, but I do like what I see with the Patriots. They are playing better, but I think the Cowboys' defense got embarrassed, got humbled, and I think But like I said yesterday, how do you adjust when one of your best players gets hurt on Thursday before the game? How do you prepare for a game that soon? It's kind of like when with the Chiefs with Travis Kelce. I mean, nobody was ready. Receivers dropping the balls all over the place. Kelsey not being able to go. Chris Jones not there. I think it's just going to make a huge difference. Because I think the Cowboys still should beat the Patriots because they have a week's rest. But last week, an L was written all over that when Diggs went out. Cardinals at the Niners. I think the Niners are just going to just beat the hell out of the Cardinals. Cardinals had a good win over the Cowboys. They're riding sky high. I think the Niners are just going to punch them in the mouth and let them know where they truly, truly belong. Now, the flip side of that is the Cardinals have come back. They played good. They should have beat the Giants. So they've been in every game. Everybody put them down and said they were going to be tanking, and clearly they are not. So it could be the flip side, but you see that the Vegas agrees with me, 14-point favorites, Niners. I think they're just going to just pound them inside, pound them on the ground, and then Brock Purdy, unlike Dak Prescott, doesn't throw interceptions in the red zone at the 4-yard line. Chiefs at the Jets, I think that's very high. I think the Jets defense is going to give the Chiefs all the fits they want, but I believe on the other side of the Chiefs defense is going to create havoc, and Chris Jones has gotten a sack every game he's been back. So I think the Chiefs are going to win. But the Jets have, like I said yesterday, the Jets have to hold somebody to 10 points. They got to get turnovers. They've got to score some points defensively because if they get a turnover, that doesn't mean anything if the offense can't punch it in, if they're only getting 3 points. If you're getting 3 points on the Chiefs, you will get beat. You have to score 7 against the Chiefs. You cannot get 3 points and expect to beat them. You can't kick field goals. That's the best way to put it. You can't kick field goals and expect you're going to beat the Chiefs, 12-9. Or 15-14 or 17-14. It's not gonna be like that. You have to beat the Chiefs. You have to score points on the Chiefs. You have to score touchdowns. So the Jets defense are going to have to get some pick sixes in order to make that one, or fumble recoveries for touchdowns. That's what they're going to have to do. So the Chiefs' ball security is number one that they're going to have to work on against the Jets. Then, of course, on Monday night, those Seahawks, and I still say Gino's Pizza is closed, even though Drew and Ben think it's otherwise. I still say Gino's is closed. It is not open for business. That's just how I feel about it. No matter what those two try to team up on me and try to convince me otherwise, I am not listening to either one of those boys. That's kind of how I look at it and the way I'm going to go with it 100%. That's kind of how I look at it. So we want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. Appreciate them for doing all the things they do to keep me up and running. The great job they came in yesterday when the show was a mess. This morning they came in, and like I said, the thing I like about them is they can remote in and fix your computer. So I like the fact they can just call me up, remote in, boom, and it's done. Collaborative Logic, if you have any IT solutions, they are the people to talk to. If you need software written to help your office run smoother, if you need any computers, they can do that. If you need website design, they can do that as well. SRB, if you have an engineering, surveying, or planning, my guy Mark Long is the dude for that. Still mad at them they haven't put that basketball team together. I can't wait for them to be at Santa Fe Family Life Center for that engineering tournament. But Mark said they don't play basketball. Yeah, he said he'd do it if I played. Well, they're clearly not going to ever be in the league. They're trying to convince me to come out of retirement. That is not happening under any circumstances. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro, if you have any needs for rocks to be moved to dirt, or you have a friend or somebody who's doing road work or gets a new road construction contract with the state or the city, he is the man. Give our boy a call over there at Oak Grove Trucking. Greg and Max Napier, appreciate their support in everything that I do. They are the best at NAFCO, and then YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses. And, of course, we are at Georgia's Happy Hog today, which we'll go over in just a second. But you can pre-qualify with them at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. or you can go into any of the locations, YMB Main, on 401 South M in downtown Yukon, YMB East, which is off the Parkway in 66, or 39th Expressway, however you look at it, YMB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, YMB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks just south of I-40. You can't miss it right there in front of the Integris Hospital. And then, of course, YMB Peoples on 23rd between MacArthur and Rockwell. That's the bank that I always go to myself. DT Construction and Consulting, if you have any needs for roofing, if you have any needs for painting inside or out, they can come in and consult with you. They can also help you with anything else as far as shutters, as far as putting up gutters, new concrete work, whatever, siding, whatever it is that you need, they can do it. Contact my guy, Drew Henthorne, 405-209-4051, or you can email him at dtconstruction2015@outlook.com. They are respectful, local, and loyal, which means Drew answers his damn telephone when you call. That's the key. So anyway, we are here at George's Happy Hog. I am enjoying myself thoroughly. Once we get done with the show, I'm going to get my order. They've already got it back there. I'm getting mac and cheese, of course, because it's every Tuesday, Friday is mac and cheese. So we'll be getting my mac and cheese and my greens, because I love me some greens. They also have green beans. They have baked beans. They have potato salad, coleslaw. So if you want any of that, they have those as well. But I switch between my greens and my green beans. That's what I switch between, because I have to have my green vegetables, so I do that. But they also have they have ends, burnt ends. They have smoked bologna. They have ribs. They have chicken. They have turkey. They have brisket, sliced or chopped. So however you want to do it, they can do it. And of course, they have the old school hot links, which I love, which is what I always get. I always get hot links. I always get mac and cheese. Those two things are without fail. And then I switch up on my other one, versus whether it's greens, green beans, and sometimes I'll squeeze in and get potato salad, but I always get in trouble if I don't have my greens. So I always get those, and then I get my meats are usually between the ribs, the ends, the chicken, and the smoked bologna and the brisket. Those are my choices, and I switch back and forth between that. But I do get probably the chopped brisket is the other thing that I get more than anything with my hot links. They are fantastic, but we appreciate YNB for them doing it. And like I said, if you've never been to George's, it's fantastic. And it's just east of Lincoln, south of the state capitol, north of the OU Medical Center right there on Lincoln. It's just east. You go right up the hill on Culbertson. There's a stop sign. That's Lindsay, and then you come right down from that. You cannot miss it. Then the Harn Hunstead is across the street. So you can only go east on Culbertson. You cannot go west. So it's one way. It's only one of the only streets that you can go one way on. I think it's 17th is that way too. So I think it's Culbertson and 17th are the two streets that you can only go east on. You cannot go west on either side of that. So anyway, one of my favorite places to eat. And like I said, I am here weekly, and I've noticed that they have picked up traffic, and we need to do some sort of thing where they say if they heard it on the show, they get some sort of discount so they can see what the impact is of us being here for the last year. I know that we run into a lot of people who have never been here before, heard it on the show, but I need to talk to them about that, because that may be a nice little special thing for them and for me, so I can kind of gauge what we're doing, and for YNB, so they know that they're impacting the community by having me on and us being able to do it here. So those are some of the things that we look at as far as that's concerned. Now, let's do Drew's, by the way. I was trying to wait for Drew to come on, but I don't know. Clearly he's not going to be on today, so we're going to go ahead and do his Herbie Husker picks. He's got the Braves in the money line. He's got the Brewers on the money line at 168, Braves minus 134. The Blue Jays, the money line, minus 160. Of course, then the Orioles, the money line, minus 245. The Rangers and the Orioles, he's taking the over, minus 105 on that. And then the Dodgers and the Rockies, game 1, he's taking over 12. And we know that anytime somebody plays the Rockies and it's a team he likes, he always takes the over, because Mile High that wing. I mean, there's just light air and the ball just flies out of that park. I'd hate to be a pitcher there because your ERA is just through the roof. So you can say, hey, I only had a 4-point whatever ERA at the Rockies or a 5-point whatever. You would be considered highly valuable because you're only giving up 4 to 5 runs. So that's not a bad thing if you're a pitcher if that's all you're giving up. But most pitchers are ERAs, I'm sure, are 6 or 7 because the ball just jumps out of that park there in Denver. And if you've never been down to downtown Denver, down to the brick area where all that is set up, it is fantastic. It's one of my favorite cities. I love Denver. I love going to visit. Man, I love that watermelon sweet tea. Anyway, I love going down to Denver to visit. So, but here's Drew's picks for the day, all baseball, clearly, because football, hey, what's going on? Because football is going to, won't be till Thursday, and he'll have his picks for football on Thursday and Friday for the weekend. So he'll be able to get all those picks, and we'll have all those for y'all up until then. So, now, one of the things that I did see was something that Coach Dagnott had said in Thunder News talking about the Thunder. He was in an interview, and they were asking him all the questions about the Thunder, how well we're going to do, what does he think about the Thunder, one, what does he think about, SGA possibly, adding another star and all of that. And his answer, I was kind of surprised on what he said because this is what he said. Okay, I'm just going to say it. He says that when asked about adding a new star to the team, SGA said, I'm already here. And he says he looks at their guys, or the Thunder, look at their guys through the lens of development. As good and as mature as he is, he's still young. Nothing wrong with changing context, environment, plus it's different playing for your country. Now, once again, this guy he's young. He's very good at development. He's been in here 5 years. Of course, he was an assistant and G League guy. Once again, my issue with him is I think he's great at developing players. I have zero arguments with that. That's not even up for discussion. My problem is now that the guys are developed, what do you do there? Can you take them over the next hump? And when I look at his answer, okay, what that tells me is SGA is your best player. He's telling you we don't need another superstar here. What we need is somebody else to blend in with us. That's what I've said. That's what Nathan Taylor of YNB has said. There's Drew Henthorne. He's more of a Laker fan. He doesn't really, he likes the Thunder, but he doesn't really care. And Ben Dillman said the same thing. High stick Harry. Part of what we all look at, and especially me, is that I don't want any changes to what the Thunder do until Christmas, until after the in-season tournament, because I want to see what we do as a group this year in the first part of the season. Then, because what happened was last year, Isaiah Joe, we were strolling because Isaiah Joe was knocking down wide open shots. Well, then what ended up happening is teams started getting him off his spot. And what I mean by that is he's a great three-point shooter. So what teams were doing is they were running at him, forcing him to put the ball on the floor to attack the basket. Now, Nathan Taylor had sent me a article about somebody offering up and doing the Buddy Hield for Isaiah Joe and Davis Bertans. It was Indiana. And Nathan's response was, I'd rather have Isaiah Joe over Buddy Hield because he's cheaper. Yes, that's true. But Buddy Hield can do more things than Isaiah Joe can. Buddy Hield can shoot the three, but he can also finish at the basket, which is something that Isaiah Joe could not do. He missed important baskets, taking it to the hole. So in that aspect, yeah, I could see that the argument is money. But what would Buddy bring to the team? Because the Lakers failed miserably by not getting Buddy Hield when they had a chance. but not getting the guys they had a chance because LeBron wanted Carmelo Anthony, LeBron wanted Russell Westbrook, and the Lakers, it took them a year to rebound, and they still haven't. What all they gave up for LeBron wanting his buddies there, thinking they could win a championship. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. And now you want to own an NBA team, you end up just like Michael Jordan did. You know, I just don't see it. And of course, if he did, Rich Paul would now be a GM. He would not be an agent anymore, which, whatever. But that being said, to go back to it, I don't want us to do anything with the Thunder. I want us to stay pat. I want us to see what we do then, because to me, I don't have a problem doing the trade, but I do agree with Nathan that the money that you'd have to pay Buddy Hield would be a lot. But the Thunder have plenty of money, plenty of room to do that. Plus, you're getting rid of Bertans, so that allows you to open up some money there, plus Isaiah Joe, so you'd have plenty of money to play Buddy. I think he'd fit well with our team. I think he'd fit well with SGA. I think he'd fit well with Josh and J-Dub. I think he would know exactly what his role is to come off the bench and to be able to do something. Now, the question is, what do you do then with Kason? How's that going to develop his growth? So to me, you don't change anything. You stay pat till the Christmas. Then you make a decision, because to me the Thunder still need a shooter, and we need to have a better wing defender. And I do believe that what I saw with the Thunder this summer by playing Jay Will against whoever their center is, and then let Chet be on the outside where Chet could attack and block shots, kind of what Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins did, and then Ibaka and Steven Adams did. It allowed Ibaka to roam, because once that wasn't allowed anymore, you saw when Kendrick Perkins left before we got Steven Adams, before that deal was done there, you could see Ibaka struggle. When Ibaka went to Toronto, what did he do? He struggled, because he wasn't that roving defender where he can roam off and block shots from the opposing side and then knock down shots from the mid-range at the elbow. They turned him into a stretch. That wasn't Ibaka's strong point. So, to me, the Thunder need to stay exactly where they're at. We need to see what Kason's going to bring. We need to see how Chet's going to fit in. We need to see, based on what we saw this summer, J-Dub's growth is ridiculous. Josh is already just becoming a beast. Now, where Nathan and I disagree, we agree, but disagree a little bit. And the commander also is that to me, Chet, I don't want Chet being our third leading scorer or our second leading scorer, because if that happens, that means Josh is going to go back to being passive and passing the ball. I don't want Josh passing the ball. I want Josh attacking the basket, being aggressive, passing second, because they're going to double team SGA. I promise you they're going to double team him. Josh gets the ball at the free throw line. If Josh is passive like he was towards the beginning and middle of the season, everybody's going to back off and play the passing lanes and pick off the passes. If Josh, at the end of the year, Josh being aggressive, we're going to take it to the basket, then they're stuck. Then it allows him to use his excellent passing skills to pass the basketball. So to me, I wanted SGA number one. I want Josh and J-Dub fighting for the number 2-3 spots, one of them averaging 20 points a game, the other one are close to 19 or 20 points a game as well. I want Chet to be the fourth leading scorer at about 12, 14 points a game. I want Dort to be about 10 points a game. And then I want Cason Wallace to be 9, 8, 9. I want Aaron Wiggins to be 8, 9. I want Isaiah Joe to be 9, 10. That's what I want, because I think if you do that, you're going to be more balanced, because everybody remembers, I don't know if you do remember, but we were the fifth leading scoring team in the NBA last year. Third at 117 a game. But we were 20th in scoring defense. Why? We gave up too many points. So now you got to defend, which is what I said. You need a wing defender. We can see how that's going to work with Chet blocking shots, but you got to have another wing defender. And, you got McConnell, who is the two-time Big Ten Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. He's on our team, not on the two-way. You put Lindy Waters on the two-way instead of him, and I'm like, how the hell is Lindy Waters going to help you? And I like Lindy, but he's OSU just like me. But how is he going to help you defensively? How is he going to help you stop somebody? Clearly he doesn't shoot the ball that well, so why do you have him in there? Okay, so I don't agree with that whatsoever. That's why you cut him, and then you sign him back. But to me, you know who your starting players are going to be. You know who the starting players. You're going to have SGA. You're going to have Josh. You're going to have J Dub. You're going to have J Will. You're going to have Chet. You're going to have Aaron Wiggins. You're going to have Mitchell when he comes in. That's 7 right there. Okay, and we haven't talked about Kaysen. That's 8. We haven't talked about. Let me see who else. I can't think who else I'm thinking at the moment. You got Kendricks. So you know who your 9 and 10 are. You know who that is. You know who you're going to be playing all the time. And Poku just got hurt, so he's going to be out for 6 weeks. So you don't know what's going to happen there. So to me, you know what you have here with the Thunder. You know what your 8 are. The question is Mark Dagnall going to be playing 15 guys? If you play 15 guys, the game's going to be too close, and we're going to lose games we shouldn't. You got to play 10, 12 guys max early in the season in order to get it done. If you don't, you're in trouble. See, I'm joined by my guy Nathan Taylor, YNB. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing.
How are you?
Good. Just talking about your favorite team.
That'd be the Oklahoma City Thunder?
That'd be the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Cowboys. I'm kidding.
That would be true. We know that. We know you're kidding. But anyway, did you like what I said about the Thunder?
Okay, so you want me to be completely honest with you?
Yeah, well, when aren't you?
It's true. I didn't hear any of it.
Okay, what I was basically saying was what we've already talked about. You know, that we talked about your deal where, they had wanted to trade for Buddy Hill, and you didn't like it because he was too expensive. And I said, I don't really mind the money because we do have it. But at the same time, Isaiah Joe is Isaiah Joe. He doesn't really finish, or he couldn't last year, which he might this year. I don't know. But I was saying how I don't think the Thunder should do anything until after the in-season tournament to Christmas, and then you're 40 games in, 50 games in at that point, and you're going to know what you got and what you don't.
I would 100% agree with that. And I think another thing, let me add to that a little bit. Buddy Hield, what is he, 29?
Buddy is 28, 29, yeah.
28, 29. I think it's just a little bit too much. I mean, too old for our timeline. I mean, I know I can hear that all the time, but
28, 29 is old in sports.
Veteran, some good veterans on the team. Every team has those.
Yeah.
But I think we might already have one, and the guy that you are not too fond of, but Kendrick Williams.
Yeah, but see, my whole thing is this: you still. I forgot the other guy. I forgot was Mitchell. You still got him. So
that's right, exactly. I forgot about
that. I forgot about him. So that's 10 right there, and I named them off. I named SGA, Josh, Dort, J Dub, J Will, Chet, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Kendrick Williams, and Mitchell. So that's your 10 right there.
Well, you forgot Case and Wallace. You forgot.
Well, but Kaysen is they're younger. They'll come in and play. But I'm just talking about the guys who are going to get the majority of minutes and should. Huh?
What about Bertans?
Bertans is good. That's your 14, 15.
Yeah.
Because Chet's going to have to sit some games, which I don't know how they're going to do.
Because he can't play. He can only play 75%, or his contract next year is fully guaranteed.
Yes.
But I think, and I could be going out on a limb, and usually I do, and usually I'm wrong. But I think by the end of the season, you're going to see we might, depending on his impact, because he's the perfect guy for the system they're trying to build here. And he's a floor spacer. He doesn't finish down low, and he can't guard big guys very well. But I don't know if Presti really wants to go that way. I think he's more 5 out. Let Josh and SGA do their thing.
I agree.
I mean,
that's why you have to have shooters. That's why you have to have shooters on the wing.
Right, and he's a big shooter he can guard a little bit. He's not great at it, but he can clog up the lane a little bit if he needs to.
You're talking about Bertans, right?
Yes. So I think that's the way Presti's going. He wants 5 shooters on the floor at all times.
I agree, and I do like Bertans. I don't know. I got to see him play more this summer for Latvia than you did, but I thought Bertans did really well. He shot the ball really good, but once again, when you're playing for your country versus playing for your team, it's 2 totally different things. And I know.
But he's career 40%.
No. He can shoot it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about he played better defensively, passed the ball. He was way more involved in their offense and the way they did things than he does when he's playing in the NBA. That's what
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
High Stake, how you doing? But that was my thing with that. But in the beginning, I was talking about what Mark Dognut said when they asked him about adding a star to the team, and SGA, because SGA had already said, "What do we need to add a star for? I'm already here." And
I love it.
And Dagnott said, "We look at our guys through the lens of development, and as good and mature as he is, he's still young. Nothing wrong with changing context, environment, plus it's different playing for your country." Now, to me, that was a little bit of a slight at SGA.
It was a little bit, yeah. I don't like
That was a little slight at
it.
SGA. That, to me, that's what that was.
I don't like it.
But once again, like I said, I think he's fantastic at developing players. There's no question. That's not up for discussion.
Yeah,
Okay?
definitely.
But now that we are good, we're developed, can he take us to the next level? That is my question with him 100%. Okay?
Yeah, we'll find out.
100%. We're going to find out. But now you took a shot at your best player. Oh, well, he's young, but he's developed, blah, blah, blah. Dude, he's already there. You don't make first team All NBA if you ain't already there, bro. What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, just like the NBA and every team, but I mean, if there's even a hint of a risk, he won't hesitate to get rid of Dagnall.
You would think. Well, he's going to have to because SJ on out of here.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
There's no question. But like I said, for him to say that, to me, I don't think we need another star, but it depends on who it is because we have Josh. I think we need a piece. I don't think we need a star. You got Josh, you got J-Dub upcoming, you got stars.
I think you could go, you could really go, I think you could say SGA is a 1, obviously. I don't think Josh is a 1A yet.
No, I agree.
He's more like a 2, probably not a 3, but he's more like a 2A guy. And then J-Dub is right now a 3, maybe 4 guy, or maybe 3A guy. But I think he has the potential long term to be that 1A guy.
Yeah,
and
or 2, or for sure
2. Or 2, yeah, for sure. And so I think with a 1 and 2 2s and possibly a 3 or 4 in Chet, I mean, that's that's about as strong as you get as far as
I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's part of what it is. And I think Ben and I talked about it too, is that to me it's really simple. You need another shooter because we only have Isaiah Joe really as our consistent three-point shooter that's consistent, that can knock down, shoot threes. Now, Aaron Wiggins does, but he'll go 4 or 5, and then he'll go 1 for 6 or 1 for 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you saying that, and I don't totally disagree with you, but I bet you I can think right off the top of my head of 4 guys, 5 guys on the roster that shoot 40% plus.
Yeah, but that's I'm talking about guys who are playing significant minutes. You don't have that many.
Those guys.
I'm talking about significant minutes.
Jay Will shot 40%.
Okay, that's 1. Isaiah Joe is 2.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe's 2. Aaron Wiggins, let me rephrase that. Aaron Wiggins should play.
He should play more, no question, but he doesn't.
And when
so that's 2.
Okay, so when
That's
Kendrick
2.
was healthy, he was playing significant minutes, right?
Who?
He was. Kendrick. When Kendrick was healthy,
He wasn't 40%.
Yeah, he was. I guarantee you. Go look at it. He might have ended like 30.
No.
But I promise you.
All I can tell you, my deal with Kendrick Williams is simple. Okay, like I said, he's fantastic at guarding the bigs. He cannot guard on the wing. He's not fast or foot
enough. We're talking about being a shooter. We're talking about being a shooter.
Let me add, okay, offensively, if you remember the Miami game, he got that supposedly phantom foul where he shot off the side of the backboard.
Oh, yeah. And dude, he stuck to free throws.
Okay, all I'm saying is I don't want him on the floor at the end of games to win a ball game for me. I don't want him there.
No.
Okay?
But here's one thing I do want is Aaron Wiggins, and they seem, for some god-awful reason.
Don't play him. I agree. So, but anyway, it's just frustrating to me. I just saw what he said, and I was just like, oh, my God, this is not good. This is not good.
Can I jump off right quick since I jumped in a little late? I just want to jump off. I want to make sure I mention this today. I don't know if you guys are listening. I don't know how much you listen to Sports Animal, Matt. Probably not.
I don't listen to it at all.
Something was said this morning that really, really irked me.
That's why I don't listen to it.
Well, this was unprofessional.
I don't listen to them, bro.
Okay, here, just listen to me. Sam Humphries. You're familiar with Sam Humphries?
Yes.
Okay. He was on with Pat Jones this morning. And he was talking about how coaches are fearing Deion Sanders and things like that, and how he's doing it. And he thinks he's the next wave of coaching and things like that. And Pat ripped him to shreds, and he was just like, "Concentrate on golf. That's what you're good at. Don't worry about football."
Wow.
And dude, oh my god. I mean,
Well, that's because Pat is
he's
he's old school, and those guys don't. Pat is saying to you what all those old school guys feel about Dion.
yes,
Okay,
but they're wrong.
That I understand. No, 100%. Sam is right. They are wrong, those old guys. But when Florida, by the way, have you noticed that all of a sudden Oregon is doing all their tweets and their social media is all about what Colorado did? All the crap that he said, they're now doing. Okay, you ran your mouth. Okay, you ran your mouth, and now you're doing everything that you said. Well, they're all about clicks. Oh, you about clicks now, huh? But anyway, I don't listen to Sports Animal. Because they say stuff, and I am way too educated sports-wise. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm way too educated sports-wise to listen to nonsense, the stuff that's it's not factual. It's ridiculous. Stop it. That's why I only listen to national sports stuff, and I don't listen to everybody. But there are a few guys that I listen to who will say something off-brain every now and then. But most of the stuff they say is on point. And I tell people about Oklahoma sports fans all day long. The reason why that some shows are successful is because Oklahoma fans aren't educated sports-wise.
Yeah.
Okay? They aren't. Okay? They're narrow-minded in the way they think. And that's just it. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? And they're that way about OU, and they're that way about OSU, and no matter what you sell, what you say truth-wise, they don't want to hear it.
That's
it's frustrating
and that's one of the only reasons that Russell Westbrook got away with what he got away
That's
with.
exactly right. And that's what I'm saying. Once he got out of Oklahoma City, then people got to see him because he was shaded. He was shielded. That's a better way. And people didn't get it. They just didn't get it. So it's just like with hockey. It's the same thing when you talk about hockey or baseball or basketball or whatever it is. To me, it's irrelevant what sport it is. But it's like hockey. There's certain people that now hockey is getting on ESPN, like Ben and I talked about, because
TNT
people,
as well.
Because people are becoming more educated. The more educated, the more you see something, the more you can enjoy it. But if you're uneducated, you're not going to get it. Deion Sanders. For the people who aren't educated, they have no idea what Deion Sanders is doing. Okay? The people who are educated are getting it. Now, the people who, because I mean, look. Kids today want to be seen. They want clicks. They want likes. That's our society. It's like, for example,
they want to be on social media. They want to go viral. They want that.
That's
and honestly, I mean, it's good for you too. I mean, to be completely honest, your name gets out there. That's good.
Yeah, but in hockey, you have to have a superstar. And then with the new kid coming in, the next Gretzky, now all of a sudden everybody's pumped because the kid, for the people who didn't know, who only heard about Wayne Gretzky. The next guy is now coming. Now,
Connor Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
First game, he had a hat trick.
You see what I'm saying, Ben? So that's what you have. So now the NHL can now promote. You have something to promote. Football, you have a Patrick Mahomes. You have that. Basketball, you had LeBron. You don't have your next superstar. It should have been Ja, but he's an idiot. Now, he may have changed. He may change and not become one.
I already forgot.
Idiot is a bad word. He is.
He's made a few mistakes.
Unmanaged. He's not managed correctly. That's a better word to put. He's not. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say he's not managed correctly. And that's the thing I have. That's part of why when I did this show, and the reason why I started is because people were talking to me about stuff, and I sitting there like looking at me like, why don't you get on radio? Because they'll never put me on radio because I'm not going to say a bunch of stupid stuff.
Well,
I'm not going to say stuff that's idiot. I'm not going to do it.
There might be one more thing on there too, but that's okay.
But what I'm saying is I'm not going to say my deal is about educating people. Like with the Thunder. The whole Thunder After the Storm is about educating people about basketball. What is a teardrop? What is a floater? What is defense? What is holding? What is like I was sitting there at Cats one night being watching the game. And it was Lou Dort got a flagrant or whatever. And they were like, oh, what are they talking about? And I looked at the dude and I said, did you see the replay? You can't throw your arms everywhere. That's why he got it. If he just went straight up like you're supposed to and not throw your arms everywhere, he would not have hit the guy in the face. And then what happened is once they reviewed it, then they saw he never got fouled in the first damn place because he doesn't know what he's doing. That's what happened. And the guy goes, oh, well, that's not what I said, I don't listen to that dude. I can't listen to him. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I said, that was a teachable moment right there, teaching a kid, hey, when you go up, this is what you should do. Instead, he's griping how the free throws got taken away. Instead of explaining why they got taken away and what actually happened and educating and teaching people, he didn't do it. That's one of the reasons why I do my show, and that's one of the reasons why we do After the Storm, is because it ain't about saying a bunch of stupid stuff to throw people off. It's about teaching people. So anyway, Ben.
Yep.
We were talking about football and the games this week and what was going on. So, but we'll get in full detail about it, Mignana, about what's happening with that. And plus, you didn't send me the stuff with hockey, Ben.
Oh yeah, I'll get it to you. I had it typed out. I just didn't send it over. I apologize.
Yeah, and then Ben, and then of course Nathan did not give us his power rankings.
No, I didn't give my power rankings. I'm sorry, man. I didn't get to that today. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Because I had just finished mine, and I looked up, and Ben had texted his on his power rankings, and I looked up, I was like, oh, okay. Nathan, you had the Chiefs, the Niners, the Cowboys, Eagles, and Ravens. Do you want to leave yours, or do you just like that, or you wanted to change it?
I think I had Falcons at 8.
You had Dolphins at 6, Falcons at 7, Bills at 8, Lions at 9, Buccaneers at 10.
I'm going to take the Falcons up exact order. I'm not sure. I'm going to take the Falcons up a little bit. I'm going to take the Ravens down just a couple notches.
Yeah. Well, Ben, I can't believe he took his beloved Ravens down to 7. I don't know what the hell that was. What was up with that, Ben?
I mean, they still won, but they still lost, but it wasn't overtime. So I do give them not as much of a I'm not upset about that very much.
And the Chiefs lost. Okay. And the Chiefs lost to them last year. So yeah.
Yeah, they're always tough, and I don't really mind that one. And I think the big one is the Dolphins still at number 1.
Yeah, I don't have them at number 1 yet. I'm not going to put.
I think the Niners are a better team, but if we're going off performance so far this year, that offense has outperformed anything else. So.
They play the Bills this weekend.
Yeah, so it'll be good. This will be a good test for both teams.
And then they have the Chiefs in a couple of weeks. So to me, that's going to do it. But to me, it's the Chiefs, Dolphins, and Niners right now. I think the Bills, that Josh Allen, whatever that was, I'm not sure what that was.
He had a hiccup.
Yeah, talking about against the Bills, that was just that was not a good showing on his part. It really, really, really wasn't. But in NFL games this week, guys, is there, here's the schedule. Is there any games that you like or that you dislike, Nathan?
I hadn't looked. I'll be honest with you. I hadn't looked at the schedule.
Can you pull it up online? Can you look at? I have it pulled up on my deal. I have it. It's on the thing right now. What about you, Ben? While he's looking it up.
That Lions Packers game is going to be interesting for the divisional outcome for that. For them there. Jordan Love's played pretty. He's played pretty good, to be honest. Yep. I have no complaints about the way. I think no interceptions in 2 of the games so far, and that Lions team seems to be getting better almost every week. Their defense played great, So I really do like them. I'm reading down a couple of them real quick.
Ben, how about the Rams? The Colts are favored against the Rams at home. How about that?
Ooh,
that's what I said. I saw that.
Gardner Minshew's not bad. He's been playing good.
He's been playing really good. Yeah, he definitely.
And if that Colts defense can play up to their expectations, they're supposed to be a top 5 to 7 defense, I'd say, and they haven't played good the last year or so, but they're finally stepping up a little bit. And you never know when AR's coming back. I don't think he's playing yet. I think he's still out with concussion stuff.
Well, if they win again this weekend, he'll be out again. They're not going to put him in if they're winning. So
I think the Buccaneers will beat the Saints if Jameis plays.
Yeah, I agree with that. How about the Raiders at the Chargers? And everybody forgets that Herbert should have thrown the interception for that go ahead touchdown. That went right off the defender's hands, off his helmet, right into the receiver. That should have been a pick. They should never have been up to win the game for Brandon Staley to go for it on 4th and 1. What did you think about that? We didn't talk about that yesterday.
I thought that was weird. I just thought the play was a little strange. And then, I mean, the Chargers love to just lose games at the end. So I didn't surprise me for something crazy like that to happen. All their games are 1-score games.
So, but you were okay with him going for it on 4th and 1 from his own 24, up 4?
That's what they do.
No, that's what he does.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what that team does. If that's your memo, you got to stick by it.
Yeah, I
guess.
Think
you can get it on 4th and 1, and I knew they had an upper hand because Jimmy G was out. So
no. They were playing the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yeah. And then Kirk Cousins gets him up to the line and wastes 15 seconds trying to call a play. Dude, get up to the line and spike the ball. What the hell are you doing?
Clock management.
Horrible, dude.
They're probably the 2 worst teams with clock management playing each other.
It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, but I don't think. By the way, you're right. I don't. Garoppolo's not playing because I think he's still in concussion protocol.
Yeah, and from what they said, that Minka hit that when he came through the middle and hit him, they don't think it was from that. He doesn't know when he suffered the concussion because I watched that replay 100 times full speed, and there's no his helmet hit his shoulder first. His head didn't bounce off the ground.
To me, that was not a dirty hit. That was just a good hit. Dude, he just hit him.
Dude, he came flying up through the line, and then if the quarterback kind of leans into you, you're hit, and you know what I mean. He was coming full speed, and he let up.
He let up. He could have really.
Oh yeah.
The foul, the roughing the passer that they did not call against the Packers on Derek Carr was worse than the hit that he got.
Oh, that one was rough.
And they didn't call anything on that one. And
he going by the rules, Who was the linebacker in the Steelers back in the day? Harris. He used to just level guys.
James Harrison?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he used to just crush people, and they would they'd show the replay right before they go to the commercials. And now it's he used to just take guys' heads off.
It's like Charles Haley said, Tom Brady's not the greatest of all time. He goes, he wouldn't have been playing no 45 playing against us. No way. He goes, I'm gonna take that step and a half, and I'm gonna bury him, and I'm gonna take my 15 yards.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He said, he ain't there ain't no way. But anyway, Nathan, what do you think about this?
I agree with basically everything you guys said. I think you touched on it, but let's see, Dolphins and who are they?
The Bills.
Dolphins play the Bills.
Yeah. Did you guys touch on that, right?
Not yet.
Okay, that's going to be a good one, man. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Over under 39.
Yeah, over under 39.
Oh, that's it's going to be a little level. I don't know. We'll see.
I just think the Bills are playing really good right now, but I just don't know. Well, I don't know if Waddle's coming back, but my thing with Miami is they're kind of like the Ravens. Are they going to be able to stay healthy all year?
Yeah,
we'll see. Hey, I heard something earlier. I thought it was kind of funny. Two largest payroll bandits in the NFL. Who are
they? Chase Daniel is one.
Well, okay. I was thinking guy that plays all the time.
Oh, now?
Yeah, right now. Mm-hmm.
I would say it's Watson and Cousins.
I'm going Tannehill.
Okay, that's a good one.
And let's see, and who still plays? Maybe if you count the Rams, not being any good, I'd say Stafford.
What about Russell Wilson?
His contract hadn't started yet.
It hadn't started?
No, starts next year. Starts next year.
Okay.
His 5-year extension doesn't start till next year.
Doesn't start 190 guaranteed?
Yeah, it doesn't start till next year.
Is it 190
It's 190 guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. His contract does not start till next year.
Oh, man.
That's still crazy, though.
Yeah, the second one I came up with was Sean Payton.
Oh my God, he's not a player, bro. That's not a payroll.
He's not a player.
He's not a
Sorry,
player.
Jose.
Hey,
sorry, Jose.
So, he's only had 3 coaching games. Come on, man.
I'm just telling you.
But
in 3 coaching games, he's 0-3. He's given up the most points the franchise has ever given up.
Okay, can I say something though?
How
do you feel about him dressing down that reporter? Did that bother y'all?
Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
Speaking of that, did you see Lincoln Riley lifted his ban on the guy? Just telling you. That other guy.
I didn't see what they did to the reporter.
Well, what he did is Sean Payton went through, it was the most embarrassing laws, blah, 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 and said all these things. And then the reporter comes right back, and the first question was, well, that was a 70-point, the worst defeat in the history. And he goes, do you have a question? And the guy said it again. And he goes, I just answered that question, which he really had just answered the question.
Right.
And the guy went in trying to talk about the 70-point, and Sean was like, next guy, move on. Like, dude, I just answered the question. And you asked me to answer your question, which I just answered in my statement, which he had.
And I was very honest, and I just put my tail between my legs.
Yeah, he didn't
do this to me again.
Yeah, he's like, we got beat, we were terrible, and I'm embarrassed, and blah, blah, blah. And his first question, well, that was a 70-point, the worst point. And he looked at him like, what? And when I heard the question, I'm like, the hell are you? How are you in there as a reporter? He just answered your question.
You think he just left him in there, Russell, the whole game? Just maybe he might take a bump or something?
No, he left Russell in there to prove a point. Like, dude, you've got to get this down. He's not happy with Russell. But see, the problem is, if he really liked Russell, what is the first thing he did when he was a coach? What was his very first move?
He told him he wouldn't have his own personal trainer.
The first thing he did was paid the second highest. He's the first highest paid backup in the league. That's when he stole the Raiders' backup quarterback. That's the very first thing he did. The very first thing, his very first move he made was to pay him the money to make him the highest paid backup quarterback. That was his very first move. So after reviewing tape of Russell, that was his first move.
Love it.
So what he was basically saying is, I don't know how I'm gonna stay with this guy. But the problem is,
I got an insurance policy.
But the problem is, what are you gonna do? His contract starts next year. Who the hell is gonna take Russell Wilson and pay him that amount of money?
Nobody.
Now, fortunately, the Waltons have billions of dollars, so they can afford to trade him and eat a lot of their contract. You know what I'm saying? We can pay this now; it's going to stay on their payroll, but they can get some of it off.
Yeah, we'll pay half his contract.
Whatever.
You take on the contract, we'll pay it half.
We'll pay half of it or whatever. Because remember,
what if they get the number one pick? You take quarterback. I'm assuming you take.
If you're the number one pick, but the problem is, to me, we don't know who it is. But if it's the Cardinals, which I'm like, why are y'all playing so good? You could get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. So now you got the best quarterback and best wide receiver.
The Cardinals have led at half all. The Cardinals have led at half all 3 games this year.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, you got the best quarterback and best wide receiver. Those are your first 2 picks. You're good for what, 5, 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years?
Yeah, Dobbs refuses to do that.
So I don't get that. No, but they're playing good. But like I said, my thing with Dallas and McCarthy is simple. Dude, you ran the ball. Y'all had the ball with 5 minutes left on the 30-yard line, and you ran 5 consecutive running plays and ran off 3 minutes because you didn't trust Dak. That's the thing I took from it. What did you guys take from that?
Yep, I'm here.
Yep, I'm with you.
Then when you did,
that's always been my thing with it. Yep. I've been saying it for a long time. I can't trust him.
And then what did he do? Throw a pick. And I'm sorry, guys, when he threw that, what was he looking at? There was 2 guys right there. I mean.
There was another guy in the vicinity. There's 3 real close.
Well, what's his name? Intercept. So you're saying it was 4? I thought
no,
it was just 3.
There was 3 guys right on him.
So I was like, dude, what? Because the linebacker came up and then dropped back Simmons. I believe it was dropped back into coverage. As soon as I think it was Isaiah Simmons, came up and then dropped back in coverage, and Dak threw it right to him. I was like, what? When he throws interceptions, they're terrible. It's like, what are you looking at? Do
Yeah,
you
they're
not
always
see?
in,
There, you know what I'm
overthrowing
saying?
somebody or misreading a route.
Or there's 3 guys in the vicinity. You have one. You have your player and 3. I don't understand Dak. I just don't.
I want to like him. I do.
No, but see what I'm saying is, I like when he gets to the podium, and when he speaks and takes ownership. I like all that.
Yeah.
But bro,
same.
you are the middle of the pack in every category.
And I'm not in the locker room, but I'm sure he's great. I mean, everybody says good things.
He's a great locker room guy, but locker room don't get you championships.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And this is my thing with him. The players know, bro. That's why Diggs then was all over him. They know he ain't the one. That's why Jerry Jones hasn't extended him. But to me, you need to get rid of Mike McCarthy and him. That's what I think.
Yep.
You need to get rid of both of them.
You need to model yourself after San Francisco. I mean, because they got the defense. I mean, all you got to do is bring in a game manager and a couple of receivers. Well, actually, they have a receiver. But, maybe, one good quarterback. Just a game manager.
Dallas, you have an offensive line. You got a running back. You got your running back, Tony Pollard, is serviceable. You still don't have a guy
down there. What's it?
I can't think of his name. But anyway, he's decent, but he's not Zeke. You don't have that pound guy that can go in and get you. Now, granted, I would have cut Zeke too. I ain't paying you $13 million. Okay, 12, whatever it was. I'm not paying you that. I have zero problems with that. But you need a guy who can go in and that's a short yardage back that can get you some, or do what Kansas City does, directionals, or they roll Patrick Mahomes out and throw it to the wide receiver to get the first down. Whatever it is, you can do it. But you got wide receivers, you've got an offensive line, your defense is hella. But do y'all both agree that Trayvon Diggs going out on Thursday just messed the Cowboys had no plan for the Cardinals to play defense?
Right.
Yep. That sucks. That's one of the bigger, that and the Aaron Rodgers thing, I think, are right around this.
Well, they're saying Aaron Rodgers may come back.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, no.
They have to make the playoffs, though. If not, I wouldn't bring him back.
The Achilles is 8 months, bro.
Yeah, there's no point.
Achilles is 8 months. I've had 2 of them.
I think it was Cam Akers. Cam Akers got his back in 4.5.
Cam Akers is 23 years old.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just
I'm telling you, man.
With an ACL
it's every bit of, to get 100%, it's every bit of what with technology and everything today, because my first one happened 20 years ago.
Back in the Stone Age, man.
Well, no, I take it back. It happened, what was I, 37 when the first one happened and 46 when the second one happened? So, something like that. So, I mean, it was a while ago. So, okay, let's cut it in half. Let's say 5 months. Or 4 months, Ben. Let's give it 4 months. That's still in, when is that? January? October, November, December, January.
Yeah, so they'd have to figure something else out.
And he hadn't played. He hadn't thrown the ball. Hadn't been hit. Hadn't anything. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he's just got to wait his turn to come back next year. Now the question is the Jets. Well, you're a Jet. Do you sign? Do you draft another quarterback?
I go after Colt McCoy.
No, I'm talking about for next year.
Oh, for next year. I mean, you have to, don't you?
Ben?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to. Wilson has what? How many more? Does he have one more year on his contract, or is it an option?
2 more years, I think.
So,
I think
that's the problem.
I think the last year is an option.
Yeah, but it's a rookie deal, so it's not too bad.
Okay, guys.
Then you cut him. Then you cut him, right?
Yeah. Here's the Jets' remaining schedule, guys. Okay. They have the Chiefs.
It's bad. It's tough.
They have the Chiefs at home. They go to Denver. They have the Eagles at home. They have a bye. Then they go to the Giants, the Chargers at home, the Raiders on the road, the Bills on the road, the Dolphins at home, Falcons at home, Texans at home, and then at the Dolphins, Commanders at home, at the Browns, at the Patriots.
Wow.
2, 3 wins in there, maybe?
Yes.
Maybe?
3, maybe 4.
Yeah, there's that little chunk in there with
Okay, let's say who are their wins, Ben? They could possibly beat the Broncos, right?
Yeah, they should beat the Broncos.
Should beat the Giants. Okay, that's 2.
Yeah, that'll be a toss-up, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
and then
the Titans. Maybe the Titans.
They're not going to beat the Titans. Because they can't. They're deep Titans. Deep. Well, okay, let's give them the Titans. That's 3, and let's give them the
Maybe
Commanders.
The Raiders.
Let's give them the Commanders 4.
Maybe the Raiders.
They're at Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
It'll be 50-50 crowd. There'll be a bunch of. I mean,
okay, so let's give them 5. Crowd. Okay, let's give them 5. That's
Which
6.
They already have 1.
Yeah, that'll be 6 wins. There'll be 6.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's not enough. Obviously,
there'll be 6 and 12, which is what I put them at. I put them either at 5 and 12 or 6 and 11.
Yep, I think, that's like with everything going perfect. Yes. That's like I don't know what you do there.
Yeah, I think you're more likely at 3 or 4, but.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
everything goes perfect. I think the defense might steal 1 or 2 wins.
Well, this is what I said. This is how it has to work to me for them. Number 1, your defense can't give more than 10 points up. Number 1. And then the defense is going to have to score a touchdown, not get a turnover, but because the offense may only give you 3 points. You know what I'm saying? The defense is going to have to have a scoop and score or pick 6. They're going to have to score at least 7 points themselves, or have so many turnovers in the red zone that they can create 9 to 10 points. But they're going to have to hold the opponents to 10 points, no more than 10 points a game. Because let's face it, had Sauce Gardner not messed up their cover 3, they don't score that touchdown, the long touchdown to the tight end, and they win 10-7.
Yep, and I mean, if Breece Hall can get, I'd say, 75 yards a game, I think that's great. And then maybe get, Wilson about 7 catches, and I think everybody's happy. And I think you win the game. You just got, Dalvin Cook maybe get 20 or 30 yards, and there you go, 100 yards rushing. And that's how you win the game. You got to run that clock because that defense is going to help you. You just got to make sure you get first down. You need a few first downs.
But the problem is you can't go 3 out by trying to run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to.
He's got to pass the ball at some point. Got to pass the ball. So.
All right, Randall Cobb dropped that Hail Mary pass. That was almost.
He didn't drop it. He almost got it.
Yeah, if you see it, he slipped on his, or I think he would have been there.
I agree. He was almost there. There's no doubt. There is no doubt about that.
That would have been wild. That was a hell of a toss, too.
Yeah, it was. Dude, he threw that 67 yards in the air.
that was
on his own 37. Or 63 yards. Because he was at his own 37 when he threw the ball.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 33. That's a long-ass way. And that made it to the end zone.
Yeah. I was impressed when I saw him heave it. I was like, holy crap.
That's what I said, too. I was like, wow. So, all right, guys, anything y'all want to talk about? I got to get out of here.
Real quick, how much truth is on that Damian Lillard trade and all that stuff? Like coming in with it, where they think now I see they might be going to the Raptors and stuff.
Well, I don't.
Just rumors?
Yeah, it's just rumors because the whole thing is
Toronto's got the assets though.
Yeah, but the problem is it's irrelevant because you got to go where Dame wants to be happy, and that's been the issue. Because the whole thing is with Portland, they get the Heat gave you 2 different options, okay, to trade with 3-team deals, and one was I think a 4-team deal, and they turned them both down. Dude, what do you?
I wouldn't want to pay the
and my
taxes.
Thing is this. Well, my thing is this: the guy could have left twice, and he stayed, and then now he wants out, and you don't suffer a little. You got a good young core, you got a good young team, and instead of you honoring the dude that took a hit,
just do him right.
You're not doing him right. Now, what that says to me, if I'm a player, hey, when I get a chance to get the hell out of here, I'm out of here because you guys ain't gonna take care of me. And that's what a lot of these guys do because you're talking about, you're going to lose, $20 million or $30 million or whatever it is on your contract. So I'd rather lose $30 million. And like I said, I'm still going to get 100. Instead of getting 180, I'm going to get 150. Okay.
Yeah, and have a chance to win.
Okay. But I don't have to deal with your management. I don't have to deal with y'all. Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
I just didn't know how much was it. Yeah, I didn't know how much of that was just like rumors or them just stirring things up.
I think it's just them saying stuff. I mean, because to me, Damian has said where he wants to go. Okay, he said where he wants to go. Yeah. Miami bent over backwards made 2 different deals happen, and they said no to both because they want him in the house for whatever reason.
Interest in Tyler Hero, like I don't get that. Tyler Hero.
No, they didn't want Tyler Hero. They were sending Tyler somewhere else.
Like why don't they like him? That's my question. Like,
well, because my whole thing is this: they don't need Tyler because look at what you got. You got Tyler Heroes.
tradable asset, though. You know, I mean, he's a pretty good player.
Well, what I'm saying is they didn't want him, and so they were trading him somebody else who wanted Tyler in order to get them what they wanted, and they didn't want that either. I'm just saying.
Here's what I think. This is the short side of this Portland management. Like Presti, and I'm not just saying that because it's my favorite team. There's a lot. Pat Riley's the same way, but you look at the deal and you don't look ahead. You just look at that one deal. Like you got to think like, okay, if I get this guy, what can I do with him? Or if I get this, what can I do with it after I get him? And I think that's why those GMs like Presti and Pat Riley and I mean I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but I'm sure they're out there. You know, that's why those guys are so good at what they do because they think 4 or 5 steps ahead, and not just at the deal that's in front of them.
Well, this is my thing with Sam Presti. I really like Sam a lot. I know the guy. I love him. Okay, I didn't agree when he told me that they were going to take Chet number 1 no matter what. I did not like that. Did not like that. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well documented.
But anyways, I like Sam. But I like what he's doing. But the thing is this, and I like how, you know, you and I had talked about it, all of us had talked about, I like that he's moving those picks that we've got now back to 2026, 27. I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing there, okay?
Great move.
But at the same time, we do have enough because I'm thinking at the deal, we still need a shooter. We need 2 shooters. We need more than one. We need 2 shooters. And we really only got one that, you know, because all the people you named, when one guy releases the ball, I'm pretty sure I know that it's going in. The others, I'm hoping it goes in. When Jay Will shoots.
Hey, let me throw out there that Sam Presti got 5 second-round picks this summer.
Yes.
For Patty Mills.
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Because second-round picks.
I know second-round picks are not like the most attractive thing right now, but for now, actually, I think they're growing and they're used more because nobody's getting rid of the first anymore.
No.
Unless it's superstar.
But my deal is this. Sam's got enough draft capital. Okay?
I bet he would tell you that there's never enough.
But what I'm saying is
I love that.
What I'm saying is we got enough to do what we need to do. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? We got enough to do what we need to do.
Just like money, man, you can never have too much.
Well, all I'm saying is that's not my point. My point is to do what we need to do now. That's my point.
No, I don't disagree with that.
Not forever. I'm saying to do what we need to do. We have enough draft picks to trade up or trade to get the missing piece.
Don't you think he sees that we have? He doesn't really. I mean, I think he thinks kind of like we do. I don't think he needs to do anything right now because I think he thinks he's got what he needs.
Yeah, I understand that. But no, the whole thing is we don't have a wing defender, which we got to have. You have to defend the 3. You can't be the 3rd leading scoring team in the NBA and then be 20-something on defense.
Well, don't you think that's what he's trying to do with Casey Wallace, though?
Yeah, Casey, but the whole thing is you signed Lindy Waters instead of making McConnell a 2-way.
Well, yeah, but hold on.
I understand why he did it. I understand why he did it.
McConnell's not going to be a game breaker.
No,
I mean, he's not going to win.
I'm talking about getting me some stops on the other end.
You need.
And Lindy ain't gonna get you no stops. He gonna get attacked.
He's not gonna play. He's
gonna play. I told you. Watch. He's gonna play.
He's not gonna play.
He's gonna play.
But here's the thing. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, and I hope he's not listening, but we really need like a Cam Johnson kind of guy, or a Mikal Bridges, or somebody like that. That's what we need.
Yes, but the whole thing is we have that possibly in J-Dub.
But I mean, do wing guys? You can never have too many.
Yeah, but I'm saying we have that, and the thing is this: you've got SGA, Josh, Dort. I don't know who you're going to start. I mean, are you going to start J. Will and Chet and bring J-Dub off the bench, or are you going to bring Luke?
Oh hell no!
You see what I'm saying? I don't know how. I'm just saying I don't know how they're going to do it. So that's 6. You got Aaron Wiggins at 7, Isaiah Joe at 8. That's your 8 right there.
See, don't you think Aaron Wiggins can be that guy? Like if they give him enough minutes?
Yeah, I agree. But for whatever they don't, he's a wing. My wing defenders at the end of the games, you normally have SGA, you have Aaron Wiggins, you have J. Will, you have J-Dub or Josh, even though Josh is your weaker link at the end of games, okay? And then you have Dort. So that's who you have in there. That's your 5.
Yeah, you could swap Dort for. I mean, I know Dort's a great defender, but if you don't have Dort, you could put Josh and J-Dub in the game at the same time.
Well, you can't because both of them can't really play. You can only have one of them on the floor for defensive purpose. You can't have them both on the floor. J Dub has gotten better, but you can't have Josh and J Dub on the floor.
Well, so you stick Case. If you don't have Dort, you stick Case and Wallace out there.
Yeah, well, Case and maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. The whole thing is we're not going to know until December. You've got to give them 45 games.
We need a sample size.
Yeah, you've got to give them 45 games to kind of know where they're at because those first 10 games, Kaysen is going to be, you know what I'm saying? He's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? He's going to take you. Now, hopefully it doesn't because I see a lot in him, but it's going to take you every bit of 40-something games to figure it out. Okay? So, well, Christina's texting me. Yes, Christina, I'm working.
I got, and then you guys do whatever you need to do. I just wanted to point out, we're talking about Deion Sanders earlier, and how people hate what he's doing, and they're not wanting to embrace all the stuff he's doing. Small thing, guys that haven't embraced the change of the transfer portal, think about, I got three off the top of my head. Mike Gundy, Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What's happening to those programs right now?
I agree.
We're all going down the toilet.
I agree. So, anyway, guys, I got to run. So, manana for everybody. Hey, y'all have a safe day. Y'all stay out of trouble. And everybody else, remember, I'm here at Georgia's Happy Hog, located 712 North Culbertson Drive, just east of Lincoln. And we want to thank Y&B for their sponsorship of us being out here live and remote. So, that being said, everybody have a fantastic day.